Hey, what is going on, everybody? My name is Joris, and welcome back to another reaction. Normally, I don't like to react to stuff like this, but this is pretty big around the country right now. We all know this whole Uvalde, another school shooting, happens way too much, and normally it happens so much that I don't like to look at it. But the main reason why I'm looking at this one is because when I first heard about it, I was just like, oh my god, another school shooting, but I actually looked into it, and Uvalde is in Texas, about 2 hours away from me. I'm not in school anymore. I graduated, but my sisters are still in school. My littlest sister's already out. My other sister, 12 years old, in the 7th grade, she has a week left. Even though they're almost out, this is still a reality that when things like this happen, you start to fear for your own siblings or children or whoever who goes to school or whatever. But I really wanted to react to this to actually look into it. Like I said, I don't like to look into this stuff, but I want to take this time to actually learn more about this. And I think it actually got to the point where even Biden had some words about it. I have some news videos here from different sources to see what they're saying. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're still finding bodies. I don't think they're finished yet, but whatever. Let's look into this.
America is reeling from the painful reality of another mass shooting.
This latest massacre
Yep,
in an
another
elementary
one.
school in a small Texas town. Here is the latest at 10. Texas officials report 19 children and at least 2 adults killed. The 18-year-old
I thought it was less than
gunman,
that.
a high school student, fatally wounded by police. Authorities say he carried 2 firearms, including a rifle
wore
and
armor.
body armor.
The lone gunman that carried out the deadliest school shooting in Texas history.
Yeah,
According to the
apparently,
Texas Department
it's
of
the
Public
deadliest
Safety, as soon
shooting
as he
in Texas
entered
history.
that school, he started shooting at children, teachers, whoever was in his way.
Video has surfaced allegedly showing suspected gunman,
Oh,
18-year-old Salvador Ramos,
yeah.
entering Robb Elementary in Uvalde, Texas. Police say armed with a rifle and handgun and wearing body armor. Authorities say after entering the
That
school,
across the street?
which was filled with some 600 second, third, and fourth graders, he unleashed a bloody massacre around 11:30 a.m., killing at least 19 students and 2 teachers and injuring numerous others.
Again, my heart was broken today. We're a small community, and we will need your prayers to get us through this.
You can pray all you want, but ain't nothing gonna get done. What you need to do is stop this gun. Do something about these guns. How is people getting these guns so quickly? That's why these shootings keep happening. All these mass shootings all over the country is because the guns. How did this boy get guns? He just turned 18. It really bothers me how if I walk into a gun store, I'll have the money, I'll have a license, I'll have ID and everything, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to get one. But I know for sure. But I don't know how everybody else gets to walk into these gun stores and they just like, here you go. How does that happen? What does an 18-year-old possibly need 2 assault rifles for?
Near the elementary school. A witness describes what he saw.
Seen him jump the fence right here. He jumped the fence. He had a backpack and he had a rifle.
There was a massive response of law enforcement that flocked to the school. They got into a gun battle with the suspect before killing him.
Let me assure you, the intruder is deceased, and we are not actively looking for another individual or any other suspects in this case.
A Texas state senator says the suspect recently purchased 2 assault rifles on his 18th birthday. However, it's not
How?
clear. They're also looking into whether he sent a cryptic Instagram message to a random teenage girl in Los Angeles saying he wanted
I
to
heard about
share
this.
a little secret. Meantime, investigators have
I
been
heard about
combing
that.
through his gray Ford F-150 while hearses are seen arriving at the school.
Bruh, that is so awful.
Several news outlets are now reporting that Ramos's grandmother that he allegedly shot earlier
This is
today
another thing.
has now died.
Yeah,
Micah, Cheryl, send it back to you guys.
he killed his grandma
Thank
before
you.
all
The
this.
massacre.
The shooting happened on the last week of school, the kids looking forward to summer
Dang.
break. And then in a matter of minutes, everything changed.
That is so awful,
We'll be
bruh.
closed. The school year's done. We'll have no
Okay.
school tomorrow or Thursday. All activities are canceled throughout the district.
That's smart.
Thank you. President
Bro.
Biden delivers an emotional call for tighter gun control measures, telling the nation and
Somebody
Congress
gotta
that
do it.
we have to act.
For real.
Lawmakers again
This is-
urging for action to stop this senseless violence. One lawmaker taking to the Senate floor, begging for compromise. Reporter John Fenolio is live in the KTLA Center with that part of the story. John?
Please.
Sure, President
Give me the
Biden
scoop.
was somber and angry at the same time. He called out the gun lobby and urged renewed attention to common sense gun legislation. Republicans are also weighing in, but their message couldn't be more different.
I don't think Republicans really care.
When in God's name are we going to stand up to the gun lobby?
President Biden delivering an emotional call
Thank
for
you.
gun restrictions.
Thank you.
Most Americans support common sense laws, common sense gun laws.
The president reflecting on the loss of 26 lives, including 20 children who were gunned down at Sandy Hook Elementary School
Oh,
in Connecticut
yeah.
in 2012.
These kinds of mass shootings never happen with the kind of frequency they happen in America. Why? Why are we willing to live with this carnage?
Back in Texas,
What happened in Uvalde?
That's true. And what other countries do schools get shot up like this?
Governor Greg Abbott calling on Texans to come together, while his Attorney General Ken Paxton renewed calls to arm teachers while appearing on Fox News.
Every school district is going to have to decide that they want to protect their children, or we are going to continue to see this happen. And I'm not saying that we can stop every one of these, but we cannot have law enforcement get there fast enough to prevent this many people from being deceased. Had we had armed people in the building, we might have prevented some of this. We might have prevented all of it.
No, more shooting isn't the answer, fam. More guns. Don't. What? Did I just hear this correctly? So instead of taking away the guns, this dude wants to give more guns? I don't think that's smart. Just take away the guns from the people who are doing the shooting, and there's no need for anyone else to have guns. Fighting fire with fire just creates a bigger fire and everybody gets burned. That's not smart. Don't do that.
What are we doing? There have been more mass shootings than days in the year. This isn't inevitable.
These
kids weren't unlucky. This only happens in this country and nowhere else.
Come on.
Nowhere else do little kids go to school thinking that they might be shot that day. But I'm here on this floor to beg, to literally get down on my hands and knees and beg my colleagues. Work with us to find a way to pass laws that make this less likely.
Republican Senator Jim Einhoff of Indiana responding to Murphy's comments this way.
They'll blame guns for everything that's out there.
I am sick and
What?
tired of
What did he say?
They'll blame guns for everything that's
What? They'll blame guns for everything? Oh my god. That is the only way that this stuff is happening is with guns. You take away guns. That's the thing. These Republicans, bro. What people need to realize is America is a country built upon violence, built upon war. America is the youngest country in the world. Yet we have the largest military, and I think we might be the richest, or we have the most money, or the most wealth, or something like that. It's because we steal and rob from everyone. America is a country built upon conquest, built upon conquering, built upon industry and corporation. That's what we are. That's what America is. It's a corporation. It's a business. In a place like this, we gotta worry about stuff like this happening. And this dude, I can't believe this dude. They'll blame guns for everything. Obviously, it's not the guns doing it. It's the people with the guns doing it. But the people will have nothing to do it with if you take the guns away. America has had way too many to count. School shootings, massacres, too many events have went down just in the last few years, I'm pretty sure. But what I don't understand is, let's take all the recent shootings and massacres and stuff that we know of. This Buffalo, New York stuff that happened not long ago. That guy was peacefully arrested. This Kyle Rittenhouse stuff, he's out free, he's on the news. If I'm not mistaken, I think he even met Donald Trump. It's almost like these people kind of get praised in a way. I hope you know where I'm going with this. Here we go, another school shooting, except this time it's not done by a Caucasian, it's done by a Latino, and they lit him up. Nobody really looked into shooting down the Buffalo dude. So many other school shootings have happened before where the suspects weren't gunned down. Though they may get arrested, and I'm not saying they don't get anything that they ever deserve, but why did this one in particular deserve to just get lit up? They did say they got into a fight with him, so I can understand that, but when anybody of a lighter complexion does these things, they tend to survive. Anyone else dies. That's a little weird, but I'm not going to speak on that too much, simply because they did say they got into a fight with him, so I'll give them that.
On his 18th birthday, he bought those two assault rifles that you've been talking about, and they are assault rifles. So
they very much look like them.
Turned 18.
The FBI.
How did he get them though? Who sold him the guns? Where did he go?
Biden calling for action and demanding lawmakers stand up to the gun lobby as another community is added to the list of sites of mass shootings in the United States. There have been 30 shootings at K-12 schools so far in 2022. The Uvalde shooting makes it the worst attack on an American school since the Sandy Hook massacre in Connecticut in 2012 that left 20 children and 6 adults dead. A senator from that state, Democrat Chris Murphy, begged his colleagues to help pass
it's up there with the worst ones.
Laws.
Our kids are living in fear every single time they set foot in a classroom because they think they're going to be next. Why do you spend all this time running for the United States Senate? Why do you go through all the hassle of getting this job?
Talk about it.
Putting yourself in a position of authority.
Talk about it.
If your answer is that as this slaughter increases, as our kids run for their lives, we do nothing.
Come on. They don't do anything. They just
and passion on the
almost sit back and watch
State Senator
and act like they care.
Said the shooter purchased those rifles on his 18th birthday.
From where? From who?
Meanwhile, the parents of these 19 children, they now have to find the perfect casket or urn to reflect the personality of the little life they loved and lost.
Now look, though I've graduated high school is not that far behind me. I've only been out of high school literally about a year now. So when it comes to school shootings and when it comes to stuff like this happens, a lot of people think it may be people with the mental disabilities or with the mental deficiencies causing shootings. I'll tell you who it is. It's the outcasts. It's the ones that have been bullied. It's the ones that have been picked on and been made fun of the entire time. It's the loners, the ones that no one liked, the ones that no one talked to. They don't really have a lot of friends. It's those. So a lot of times when stuff like this happens, people want to go straight to, oh, did he have any mental issues? Let's look at his medical history. No, ain't nothing wrong with these people. It's really just how they were treated. And then one day they just had enough, buy some assault rifles and just shoot at people in the school. And if they do have mental deficiencies, they clearly weren't mentally deficient enough to buy the assault rifles and go to the school and do the shooting. When stuff like this happens and people want to go straight to some mental deficiencies, nah. I think whenever people do that, they trying to cover it up or make a story that will let that person go free. Nah. You ain't mentally deficient to shoot up the school. You is not mentally deficient enough to pay the same price as everybody else. Come on now.
Len, Mia, you mentioned it just a second ago. It took approximately 60 minutes for a tactical team to get in place before entering into Robb Elementary School.
60 minutes.
Sadly, by then, it was too late.
Why does it take that long?
That's fear mounting with frustration as families were trying to rush into Robb Elementary School. Authorities say at 11:40 Tuesday, the gunman entered through the unlocked back door. 4 minutes later, Uvalde police and Uvalde ISD officers make entry. They're met with gunfire.
Why are the doors? First off, why are any of the doors unlocked from the outside?
We need equipment. We need specialty equipment. We need body armor. We need precision riflemen.
According to DPS,
I don't think you need more.
Barricaded inside.
The last I checked, the police does not need more equipment.
Parents try to make sense of this sadness. Investigators are working to provide answers for them, including why it took some 60 minutes to get a tactical team in place and then go into the school.
And how many scores of little children who witnessed what happened see their friends die as if they're on a battlefield, for God's sake. As a nation, we have to ask, when in God's name are we going to stand up to the gun lobby?
When?
When in God's name we do what we all know in our gut needs to be done.
Come on.
When it includes mass shootings at places like movie theaters, houses of worship, as we saw just 10
Churches,
days ago
yeah.
at a grocery store in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
I am sick and tired of it. We have to act.
What we gonna do?
And don't tell me we can't have an impact on this carnage and have positive impact. When we passed the assault weapons ban, mass shootings went down.
Please.
When the law expired, mass shootings tripled. The idea that an 18-year-old kid can walk into a gun store and buy 2 assault weapons is just wrong.
I don't know how he did it.
What in God's name do you need an assault weapon for except to kill someone? I just got off a trip from Asia, meeting with Asian leaders. And I learned of this while I was on the aircraft. What struck me on that 17-hour flight was these kinds of mass shootings rarely happen anywhere else in the world.
Duh.
Why?
Because America's built on
They have
violence.
mental health problems.
Mm-hmm.
But these kinds of mass shootings never happen with the kind of frequency they happen in America. Why? Why are we willing to live with this carnage? Why do we keep letting this happen? Where in God's name is our backbone?
I don't know.
It's time to turn this pain into action. For every parent, for every citizen in this country, we have to make it clear to every elected official in this country, it's time to act.
For real.
May God bless the loss of innocent life on this sad day. And may the Lord be near the brokenhearted and save those crushed in spirit, because they're going to need a lot of help, a lot of our prayers.
Bruh. I can't lie, Biden was kind of spitting for a little bit there. Where's our backbone? We always have a backbone when we're in somebody else's country, you know, messing with them and killing them. But when stuff happens over here, where's our backbone then? That's the thing about America. We are a country of violence. America would not exist without guns. America would not exist without war, conquest, conquering slaves, the slave trade. There's so many things that contribute into America that though America is one of the youngest countries in existence, we may have the most wealth or the most riches or whatever, it's because we steal from everybody else. Yeah, I wonder where people's common sense is. I've walked into pawn shop and seen assault rifles. I'm not surprised that this stuff keeps happening. This is America after all. It is infuriating that this stuff is absolutely preventable, but no one is doing anything. And the people who are in charge, our leaders, senators, Congress, they're not doing anything. Republicans, they don't really seem to care. Like that dude earlier, they want to blame guns on everything. They're called school shootings. It's just a whole lot of ignorance that shouldn't be there. It's a lack of common sense. Put the Constitution down for a second. Put the law down for a second. Be a human being, an empathizing human being with common sense. If an 18-year-old boy walks into a gun store and asks for some Kevlar vests or assault rifles, what do you think they're doing? They are planning to shoot people. They're planning to rob a place. They're planning to shoot some people. People is gonna die. Republicans don't really quite care, and many times they may advocate for assault rifles and the right to bear arms and crap. How about we just take everybody's arms away? Biden literally said it. He said he banned guns for a while and they went down, and then when it expired they tripled. It's very infuriating, it's very tiring, it's very sickening, all of the above. We're sick of it. As long as I walk into pawn shops and see guns on the rack, this country ain't going nowhere. Ain't it funny how you can buy a gun at 18 but you can't drink until you're 21? Above all, it is very scary to think about because this stuff is happening all over the place. And what if one day somebody at my sister's school decides one day that they had enough, steals their grandfather's AR-15 out of the gun locker or something, gets all the ammo and everything, takes the gun to school one day, boom, makes the news. I don't really consider myself liberal or conservative. I don't really consider myself Democrat or Republican. I consider myself human with empathy, with common sense. of the greater good. Do something about these guns. Do something, gun control. Do something. As long as I am walking into pawn shops, and as long as I'm walking into Walmart, if I am seeing guns on the rack, something ain't right. It's so easy to buy a gun, but it's harder to buy alcohol. All in all, it needs to stop, and it can stop, but the action that needs to be taken isn't. Nobody's doing it. Our Congress, the people, you make the laws, they ain't making the laws. I don't know what they doing. I'm starting to get a headache when it comes to stuff like this, because it's just so infuriating that it keeps happening, and it'll never, ever, 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 ever stop. In a country like America, this is the only place where stuff like this happens. America loves violence. America is built on violence. We would be nothing without war. We would be nothing without weapons. We would be nothing without an army. We'd be nothing without a military. I can't imagine living anywhere else. You best believe that for as long as I live here, and I have some words, you gonna hear them. My heart and soul, my prayers, me and my family, everybody who's been looking into this, prayers and feelings go out to all the kids and all the families and all the teachers and all the parents who have to suffer through this. Please, for the love of God, stop looking at everything as political. How about be a human for once? How about not sell an 18-year-old a gun? Regular human common sense, instead of going off the law all the time. If you know something ain't right, probably because it's not. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next one, where hopefully it's not something like this. Peace out.